Hello, this is me, JJ Jonesad, and I thought I'd do a video about some of the title sequences I've made for various videos that I've made. This is a Barbie LOLs video title. And I made this yesterday. Now the background part that says LOLs, that's actually separate and something I did way back, I think it was last year. And what it does is it just does this. And they intersect. And I did that, I reused that from a previous one. So if I come out a little bit, I show the whole thing. So what I did was, the background bit was where it says LOLs, we go inside any one of these green bars at the bottom, and basically it's just one long text string of the word LOLs on this side, and at the bottom I put a this thing here, which is a directional animation tool, and basically you just drag it from where the picture or the text is, and you just drag it along the line and drop it, and then you get these triangles at the bottom here. And this is speed. This is where it starts. You can either delay it from up to however many seconds you want, and then this is the speed of it. And when you play it, they move. And basically I just copied and pasted all of these, and then on the other side I did the same thing again. So every other one is, bring it over a little bit, where they come in here, they're intersected. So basically you've got the ones on this side are coming from left to right, these are left to right. Copy and pasted them, and then I did the same thing on this side, and I did one of them and then aligned them, and then just basically for the timing and the pausing and everything, and then I did the same thing again on this side with the with these other ones here. And it looks really complicated, but actually it's very simple with just copying and pasting. Once you've done one, you just copy and paste them. And just to show this one here, nice and close. This one here, if I change this setting, this is a delay setting, all the others move, and this one waits. Ignore Barbie, and then it does that. And if I do it, I move this one here, this is how fast it goes. If I move this one, it moves really fast like that. So once you've got one, you basically can then do all the others. And do that. Okay, so what's going on with Barbie then? Well, I wanted to do a thing where I had two Barbie figures and put them in and have them move from this side of the screen to the middle, both at the same time. And that sounds really complicated, but actually it's very simple. So what I did was, I went into, we go into this one here. This is a photograph of, I downloaded off the internet, and what I've done is I've put a background remover tool on it, and basically that means it was originally green, and that's just so I don't have to cut it out individually, because it's a lot harder to do that. You just do a picture like that and make it into a green background, put background remover on it, and when you play with these settings here at the side, it basically goes see-through in various different levels. You can basically have it sort of less or more, but there's an edging issue with, see the hand of Barbie there, this edging gets, you try and get rid of that and you end up eating right into the image, and it can, I have to mess about with this because I get confused on what the hell these are supposed to be doing. And yeah, it's very nuanced. You have to kind of eat into it, and if you go too far it can actually make it quite difficult to get it just right. So that is that one there, and then I'll come out of that. Basically with the tool where you move it, you basically go, we get the same picture again. Okay, what I do is I move it to the top so it fits inside where I want it to go, and then I'm going to zoom in actually right at the end. This thing puts me right at the end. Say for example, I just, it's getting a bit confusing there. Let's say I wanted to put it here. and I wanted it like that, what I want to do is, if I want to move from say here to here, is there's the duration, the purple bar is the duration for how long I want it on screen. I go inside of it, I pick this cross tool, so it gives me a point there, so this is where I want it to start, and I just stick it like that, and we've got this triangle, so this basically is where you want it to start, so you've got seconds at the top there, 6 seconds, whatever. Say we wanted a second gap, right? It waits and waits and waits, and it moves, it's moving very slowly, so what I do is I just do that. I bring this yellow triangle this way, it waits and waits and waits, and then it moves it like that, and the further I bring this one, the faster it is, like that. And that's basically all I did, and then I did the green screen remover there. So we talked about the lols, the background, we talked about this. Now with this one here, same thing again. I started it here, and then I did this tool thing like that, and I dragged it to there, and then I set it, and I had to get these exactly right, and the way I did that was when I was doing it like this, I was actually trying to get them aligned. It starts moving there, just play it like that, and then moving like that. This one and this one are not connected in any way, so when they come to an end, this one I just wanted it to put it there. I simply just have a beginning point and end point, and then when it ends, this one I had to move this one. It was coming say to there, so if I did that like that, and they're not moving together, they're moving slightly, one's faster than the other. I had to basically get this one to where the first Barbie here on the left stops moving. There, that's where I put that. And they should match. So it took me a little bit of time. So when they move, they don't move. They're both moving at the same pace, and so that I think I had to get that right. The Barbie thing coming down from the top is again same difference. I've got. It's originally, I cut that out with a magic tool on Painter Pro 7, which is a photo package, photo manipulation, paint program, whatever you want to call it, from years ago, 2000 I think that was, and green screened it, and then same thing again, it's there, and then it moves like that basically. So did the green background remover so you can see it's all these elements. So you've got the lols in the background is one set of elements, the Barbie, two Barbies is another set of two different elements in front of the lols, and then the Barbie logo is effectively the fourth element, and it all just moves like this basically. And that's the how I did that basically. And I just did a fade out. Basically the background fades out first, like that, and then they fade out. And basically the way that works is I had to put on, originally I didn't have a fade out on any of these lols. Fade out is basically it's this thing here. You go to video effects and it says transparency, you get fade in, fade out, and it puts a bar there, and you can resize this however long you want it, but the longer it is, the longer it takes to fade, the shorter it is, the quicker it fades out. So I had to do that on each one of these. Maybe there's a way of doing that that's easier than that, I don't know. And then for each one of these, same thing, I just put it in. So once the background's faded out like that, that disappears like that. And that's pretty much it, and same for the logo I think as well. Yeah, I did the same thing there. It just disappears with them. I had to slightly sync that up a little bit. But yeah, and that's pretty much the Barbie LOLs logo, which is a new one I did actually. I thought of this yesterday. And I kept the LOLs from the Monster High one, which I'll show that one actually if I... This is one I did last year for a compilation when I put on my main channel. And what it is, it's basically the same lols, exactly the same lols background, and then I just did two pictures and I just moved them diagonally. And then what I did there was that bit in the middle is, which one is that? That's this, hang on a minute, that basically what's going on here is start point, end point. So if we go back to the beginning, it starts off with nothing at all, and then the lols come in at that at the side, and then these pictures start off at the corners outside the frame, and then they move across. It's the same difference as what I did with the Barbie images, just that they're moving across from outside the frame effectively. If we go, that's this one here. Same thing, if I move like this, if I make it way too long, it doesn't move, then it moves. And I'll move this one here, if I move it like that, it'll move too fast, like that. So, same thing, I just did it diagonally, rather than, you just can move the, wherever you want. Where am I at with this? You can move that where you want it to go, like that, so it moves in a different position, even outside the frame, or you move it, make it faster, whatever. It'll basically just change the way it moves like that. So that's that. There was another one that I did, and I can't remember where it is now. There was this one I did, which was, this was about my Canon camera, and basically what happens there is, it's like, the idea is a cursor prints it onto the screen, and then I did the bars thing, what I always do. So basically what's going on there is, what is this? What's going on here is, it looks like the cursor's printing the words, and what it is this is a square that's going from here to there really fast, like that. So I made it really fast. If I make it slower, it's too slow. And what's happening with that is that, right, yeah, there's this is another one here where the green cursor is on top of that. That's a separate element there, and then this is a black bar that moves in front, underneath of it, but in front of the lettering there. And as it moves like that, it makes it look like the cursor's printing the letters, and that's how I did that. So basically each one of these lines here of text has a black bar, as you can see. Actually, if I do it, you can see it there. Basically it looks like it's printing it, and it's not. It's actually me uncovering it as it, I think I finished that. I was supposed to put a thing there, but so basically that's how I did that, and it looks like it's printing it. And that's just the same difference as the cursor, where you make a square, like, so you wanted to make the same thing like as that there. So say you wanted to do a black bar, for example, you do that, and you look at where you want, this is the one here, and say you wanted it from there to there. Say you wanted it starting there. What you do is pretend that it's black, okay, and then you want to put that in there, and then you drag that so it goes from there to there, and then you go from the beginning. It's going to move very slowly, so you want to make that move fast, like that basically. And that's all I did with that. That's literally what I did there. And what I did was I put that square, it was already there, which I put there earlier, and I basically have to just sync them up by doing, so they move at the same rate basically. What doing? I need that here. I want it to have a cursor. because I've done that, haven't I? And normally you'd make it weight, so where it is, it's going to be like, you have to keep coming out of it because it treats them separate. So what you'd do is you'd have like a thing where, say where that last cursor's moved. It's too fast. A bit faster. I can't get it right. Say it's somewhere in the vicinity of maybe a bit faster again. Right. And where the red one is, you want it to move. I haven't moved it ever. What am I doing? Okay. Got to move it in the same place. Say you want it to go to there, yeah? Like that. And then you want it to move. What the hell is it doing? Okay, there's a pause, so I'm not got to get them synced up. So where that's so I've got to get it moving there, and then it has to move with it, but it's got to be a bit slower, hasn't it? Like that, basically. So you go like that, and then it does do a weird drift, but it doesn't really matter because I'm going to go into, say, that one there again, and make that. Let's make that different colour. You can't see it no more. And it would do that, and then anything underneath of it, like say this writing was there, basically that's that there. So stop. I think I've got one other. I think there was a normal. I don't know if I've still got all the bits for these because it's been that long since I did this. Yeah, this is another one. This thing with the bars is something I actually thought up quite a couple of years ago now, and basically the idea is that as it plays, the lines reveal the letters like that, and then as it goes along and you see it, and it plays like that, and then it comes back in, and what it does is it wipes it away and gets rid of it. And nobody taught me how to do that. I thought I had this idea about lines coming up and down the screen. Basically, there's something a bit unholy and subtling about lines to me. I don't know what it is about things like this that do this. It's kind of weird to me. But what I did there was, I covered this again the other day. You basically get a bar. You create a bar and then you animate it from left to right or up or down, and then what they do is they do that, and you basically time them so when they come across like that, this is one, that's another, the blue is one, it has a start point, it goes along this axis and ends there, and you have a speed. You either hold it up so it doesn't move like that, or you make it slow so it doesn't move hardly at all, or you make it super fast so when it's so fast that it does that basically. And I thought, how do I do that? And I was like, oh, you can move these, you can move objects about the screen, and that's basically what I did there. And then how I got rid of them was, you have to set each line of text has to be put on the screen as it comes down. So the first piece of text here, it doesn't exist at the start. We're basically going up from the bottom rather than, I used to come down from the top. So basically as they come in, text number one is my name and what it is, and then it is, we're going from the bottom, so it's all in funny orders actually. And basically as they come in you see the writing appear, and then what we do is we do it the other way round effectively, so as it comes back down again as it comes back down again, it just disappears, and they basically get deleted, and they have to be behind it, because if they're in front of it you could see it, and the red bar has to be on top of the blue bar and not behind the writing, so you can actually see it as if it literally layered one on top of the other, and it does that. So when you watch it, it basically goes like that, and then this disappears, but you can't see any of this because it's off screen, and then the other two come in like that. And if I wanted to do part 1 or part 2, what I would do is where these come in like this, you just basically, you can copy these. So I wanted to add thing there. What I'd do is I'd move both of them over here, and then I wouldn't need them quite so long, would I? I don't think I would I? Like that. And then you take one of your text things here and you copy that one. You paste it there. It does a bit of a cack-handy thing, it puts it like there, and it's really annoying. Let's say I wanted to change that, and I'd put part 1. What I'd do is I'd have it coming up like that, because it's going from the bottom to the top. So what I'd do is I'd have it appear behind it, and then it says part 1, and then let's just do mine another. And however long I want it on the screen for, I go part 1, so you go part 1, and then what you do is these two here go in the opposite ways. If we copy them again, paste that into there, so we're going back the other way. As it comes down, it has to disappear, but you don't see it, as if it's wiping it like a chalkboard or something, and it disappears like that. So what you end up with is a fairly simple animated title sequence, part 1, like that, and then that's it, and it would go to the video or whatever. And what you can do is, if you don't want to keep redoing that, save it as a project, which means you can come back to it and then change the text. So if you didn't want to say do Buffy, you could do Doom 2, and if it wasn't on the PlayStation, you could say damn it, Amiga 1200, and then if you wanted to change the font, it's a bit annoying, this is because you can change the, what I had in there to change the you can pick any, say it's 4872, you say you wanted 52, if you type it in, sometimes it gets confused and it won't accept it, and it locks you into a loop. That was very annoying. You can change it to say 96. You can change the, obviously you can change the font. Obviously that's not really of any interest, but like that. And then you could change the color to say green, like that. You have to highlight it though. You can put contour colors on it, but you can't really see that very well. You can put some contour on it. That's like just aesthetics, that's not really that important. Like that. I mean, you can do anything you want with that and change that, so that it's like you can use it as a template. If you wanted to use the same title sequence but just change the name of the game and the system, you could do that. And sometimes I've actually done that, and it's straightforward and it's easier than rebuilding, because I can rebuild it again, but then it takes about maybe half an hour to do that. And when I'm trying to edit a video and I just want to do the edit and I've got to do a title sequence, that's a lot of work. So yeah, that's change that colour to something else, like white or something. Yeah, so that's basically the whole thing there. And what I do is I save that as a video, export it as a video, and then plonk that into the beginning of the video itself, and then you basically put your video of the game or whatever after that. It can be a vlog, you can do anything with that, I just did this thing because it's fairly simple and it's not really that difficult to do stuff like that, and it took me quite a long time to understand this because I wasn't that bothered about using this and it was a bit complicated. And this later version, what version am I on even? I don't know what one I'm on. This is, does it even say 660249? This is like the last 18 months or so. Before this time, you wouldn't, when you played a video, it wouldn't do the scrubber line wouldn't do anything, and it'd be in a little player, like a little window, like media player, and it was very annoying. And it used to stack all these up, so when you put something in, it still does it, but you can put, like say this here, what it would do is you can put that on. If you wanted to put that there, it wouldn't let you do that. It would have to be either there or there, so it would stack it up, and then you'd end up with, like, if you got enough annotations and video clips and animations, it would be like hundreds of lines deep. And then when you zoom out close up and you go out, anything tiny, like say that, it still does it now. It doesn't let you kind of pick it up. It end up disturbing it and making it smaller, or it even like it goes like that, and then you can't move it. It's doing it there. I can't do it. That's very annoying when it does that. And yesterday I was actually making the title sequence for the Barbie video, the new one with the lols animated background bit and everything, and I went and I clicked on something to trim it or something, and it just like disappeared. The whole program just crashed. It didn't even crash, it didn't say it crashed, it just disappeared from inside the computer. I had to start again. Now luckily it was at the beginning. It did that twice, it's done that once before fairly recently. And if you say you did all that and then you went into that, and then suddenly it just, I thought I'd closed it. That was the thing. And it's like, there's the X at the top. You can't see it on the screen recorder. It's like there. Well, I was nowhere near it, and I didn't close it, and it didn't crash, but it did crash because it didn't say that it did. I looked in the task manager and it was missing, so I was like, what the hell? So this program, it's good, but it's sometimes funny. This is Windows 10 64-bit LTSB. Where's my, there it is. I've got a Windows 7 menu thingy here that changes that standard menu. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else I can show actually, because I've got because what I'm doing here is this is an example of all the video clips have gone. I've deleted the masters, but this is how it used to be. It used to stack them up like that, and you'd be like, hang on a minute, and then if you got like imagine 3 or 4 times this stacking, it'd be like, ugh. So yeah, that was no fun on the older versions. If these are old ones, I imported them in. I think that's a. But yeah, that's VSDC editor, which is very annoying. It can crash and has issues, and it's interesting how to make titles. And that, I'm not a total expert. I'm just pretty straightforward proficient on it. I would like to do the animation. There is an animation thing, but I have no idea how you work that yet. Maybe I'll look into that at some point with a future video. So yeah, I'll stop here. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.